Okay, let's unpack this. Today, we're diving deep into the extraordinary life of a real icon of Indian cinema, Rajesh Khanna. I mean, a figure who didn't just walk the path, he sort of forged it,
Yeah.
what it means to be a legend in film. We've got a fascinating stack of notes, articles here, and yeah, our mission is to give you that shortcut, that understanding of his huge impact and, well, his legacy.
Right. And what's fascinating here is that Rajesh Khanna, he's widely known almost universally as the first superstar of Indian cinema.
Mhm.
So this deep dive, it's really about revealing those defining moments, his triumphs, yes, but also the unique challenges faced by someone really blazing a trail, especially in an industry that was, changing so fast, looking for a new kind of hero.
Get ready, seriously, because the insights from the material you've shared, they're pretty incredible. So, okay, let's start at the very beginning. This remarkable journey. From the material, Rajesh Khanna was born November 29th, 1942. And his early education, it mentions St. Sebastian's Goan High School. It's interesting, right, to think how those early years might shape someone who becomes such a national phenomenon.
Exactly. And then 1965. That was a really crucial moment. Our notes, they highlight he won first prize in a pretty significant competition. And this wasn't just like a personal win. It directly opened doors for him, paved his way straight into the film industry, which was and is highly competitive, set the stage for everything else.
Yeah, absolutely set the stage. And then just a year later, right, 1966, that's his official film debut.
Yeah.
Maybe a quiet start, but looking back, wow, the very first step in this absolutely extraordinary record-setting career, a career that really did reshape Indian cinema. So as the late 60s unfolded, it was becoming clear, wasn't it? Rajesh Khanna wasn't just another actor. He was building this powerful following quickly. Several successful films. But even then, I mean, who could have predicted the seismic shift, that huge turning point, the one that didn't just lift his career, but like fundamentally redefined stardom for the whole industry?
And here's where it gets really interesting. 1969. The film Aradhana. It wasn't just a hit. It was a pivotal moment. Indian cinema moving from, older melodrama to more contemporary romance. And the sources suggest this really innovative use of playback singing, his voice often dubbed by Kishore Kumar, that created this unprecedented connection with the audience. The songs became as much a part of his persona as the acting itself.
Right, so it wasn't just style.
No, not at all. It was a commercial juggernaut. Everyone tried to copy it. And that led to this unprecedented run. 15 consecutive major successes. That's not just a number. That streak is what cemented his status. The first superstar of Indian cinema.
15 consecutive successes. It's almost unthinkable in any era of cinema. When you look at the source material, what were the key ingredients? How did he sustain that? Was it a formula or just something about his appeal?
It's fascinating. The material really suggests it was a combination of things. Beyond just box office numbers, it was how he redefined charisma on screen. That unique blend, right? Boy next door charm. But with this really powerful, almost hypnotic gaze, it created a new archetype for leading men. Something that resonated deeply with the changing India. He didn't just have hits. He, created the template for superstardom, set a blueprint for how stars would interact with fans, with the media, for decades.
Wow. Okay, so shifting gears a bit, away from the screen, his personal life. That also became this huge focus for the public. You can only imagine the media frenzy around his marriage, July 16th, 1973. Our sources hint at fan hysteria that's just almost unimaginable today, a real testament to that intense, almost personal connection people felt. Makes you wonder, how does a star navigate that kind of intense scrutiny day in, day out?
It's a huge pressure, and if we connect this to the bigger picture from 1975 onwards, our sources detail a really interesting period, subtle shifts in his career. There's that saying, once a superstar, always a superstar, which reflects his enduring appeal, absolutely. But this era also saw a new cinematic style emerging, a different kind of leading man, notably that angry young man persona became prominent. So this transition, it definitely marked a departure from his absolute peak.
Right, a shift. But even as things changed, it's clear from the sources, his presence was still undeniable. Titles like Amar, Prem, Safar, and Anand, these kept coming out during this period. So what did the sources suggest? What was the key to his continued relevance, even with new stars rising?
Yeah, the material points to his ability to adapt, to choose roles, choose projects that still played to his unique strength, that emotional depth he had. So even as the industry evolved, that dedicated fan base, it stayed. And his performances, they still resonated, showed incredible staying power, really.
Okay, this next chapter, this really surprised me going through the sources, beyond the, the dazzling silver screen. His journey took this fascinating turn. Politics, What do the notes reveal about that? His motivations, the public reaction,
Right.
entering politics in 1991, getting elected to represent a constituency.
Well, this transition really shows his desire, perhaps, to contribute beyond just entertainment. The sources suggest he genuinely wanted to use that immense public platform he had for broader social engagement. It's a pretty rare move,
Yeah.
Especially for a star of his magnitude. It really demonstrates the multifaceted nature of his impact, moving from cultural icon to, well, a public servant.
And he continued to inspire, didn't he? Right up until his passing, July 18, 2012. Even in those later years, his impact, his shadow over the industry and his fans, it was still there. Undeniable.
Absolutely. And in a profoundly poignant moment, the material documents his final message, his last words. My superstar, my superstar, my superstar. This raises an important question, doesn't it? About legacy, about identity. He truly left an indelible mark on Indian cinema, influenced generations of actors, filmmakers. His life, it encapsulated the dreams, the transformations of an entire era of Indian cinema. That journey, newcomer to unmatched superstar, then a public figure. It's a powerful story. Ambition, impact, endurance.
So what does this all mean for us thinking about it now? What does it really mean to be the first in any field, like Rajesh Khanna was for Indian cinema? And how does that pioneering status, how does it shape a legacy, the influence? Even long after they're gone and new eras, new stars emerge, something to ponder, don't you think?